August, everybody. Thanks for tuning into our August WIG Report. So this month we're going slightly off script from our typical timing and format for a special annual meeting edition WIG Report. But first, let's talk occupancy and retention. So overall occupancy is currently sitting just under 86%. As a reminder, we finished last year with 84% occupancy and continue to inch up and down towards 86%. And I truly believe with a solid push, getting over 86% mark is very achievable this month if we keep focusing. I also believe we can get past 88% or greater by the end of the year. Retention, of course, continues to improve, doing a fantastic job in that department. Continues to improve with a rolling 12-month turnover now sitting at roughly 59%. Based on the year-to-date trends and us continuing to improve our turnover, get the retention up, I totally expect us to be in the low 50s at the end of the year. Very achievable. Now, of course, let's talk annual meeting. So 2025 is our company's 36th year in business, and next weekend we host our 31st annual meeting. That is 36 years of providing care for and delivering the wildlife to tens of thousands of people, and 31 years of celebrating and growing together as leaders at our annual meeting. This year's theme is Be Unreasonable, inspired by Guidara's book, Unreasonable Hospitality. Senior housing, ultimately is where real estate, healthcare, and hospitality intersect. It's a complicated and fun business. And so we're going to be using our annual meeting this year to emphasize and unravel the hospitality component of what we do. More to come on that in a moment. So today we're going to combine both the benefit highlight and the leadership message into one. The benefit highlight is our annual meeting. Some of you might have seen that coming. Has to be one of the most unique benefits our company offers, and it is where we bring all of our department heads plus their families together with our home office for about 2 days of leadership training. And we do this every year. As I said earlier, this will be the 31st year that we've had an annual meeting. I highlight this as a benefit because we use our time together to continue growing and developing our leaders, as well as focusing on how we can better serve and grow all of our team members. And I'm excited to say, and proud, quite frankly, that more than 1 out of 5 participants this year and pretty much every year will be individuals who have grown with us and received promotions of some kind, now in a direct role, get to come to the annual meeting. We fully expect to continue that trend through our training at the annual meeting. So just know, if you desire to grow, we'd love for you to grow with us and be able to participate in future annual meetings. So let's talk about this year's, both the meeting and theme. So we chose the hospitality-focused theme of Be Unreasonable because at the end of the day, we are in the people business. Our company's wildly important goal is 100% occupancy, and our simple formula for success is happy team members equals happy members equals more members. The tagline from Will's book is the remarkable power of giving people more than they expect. The remarkable power of giving people more than they expect. By being unreasonable in our pursuit of people, our members, their families, prospects, you all, our team members, and their satisfaction, by ideally exceeding expectations, we will execute on our wildly important goal and more people will live the weather life. I'm going to let Will himself share a little more.
So why should you be spending any of your time listening to a restaurateur? Listen, for most of America's history, we were a manufacturing economy. Now we're a service economy, and dramatically so. More than 3/4 of our GDP is driven by service industries. Globally, it's more than 2/3. Which means that statistically speaking, if you're watching this, you and I do the same thing for a living. We might sell people different stuff, but we're all in the business of serving other people. And I believe if you do that through the lens of hospitality, you will be more successful. My name is Will Guidara. I'm a restaurateur and author of the book Unreasonable Hospitality. My restaurants over the years included 11 Madison Park here in New York, which in 2017 was named the #1 restaurant in the world. Service and hospitality are not the same thing. Service is the thing you're doing. In my world, it's getting the right plate of food to the right person at the right time. Hospitality is how you make people feel when you do that thing. In The Bear, season 2, episode 7, it's called Forks, when Richie goes to work at the fancy restaurant, and when he gets there, he has no passion whatsoever for hospitality, but by the time he leaves, he is completely addicted to it. You see the light bulb turn on, where Richie recognizes how fulfilling and how much nobility there is in providing graciousness to others. I don't care what you're serving, what you're selling, the way you make people feel will be the thing that they remember more than any of that. Now, why unreasonable hospitality? Well, you look across disciplines, whether it's directors or athletes or designers, entrepreneurs, the most successful out there are relentless in bringing the best version of themselves or their product to life. They are unreasonable in their pursuit. Unreasonable hospitality, really, it just means making the choice to be as unreasonable in pursuit of how you make people feel as you are the product you're selling those people. I don't care how good your product is. I don't care how strong your brand is. Eventually, and this is not a subjective statement, it is objective, history has proven it to be true, someone will come around and build a better product or create a stronger brand. It's simply a matter of how long it will take. The only competitive advantage that really exists comes through investing consistently and generously into relationships. Because relationships take a long time to build. And when built the right way, the loyalty you get takes an incredibly long time to erode. And the best way to invest in relationships comes through hospitality. What I found is unreasonable hospitality happens when you can motivate a team of people to do 3 things. 1, be present. What that means is caring so much about the person you're with that you stop caring about everything else you need to do. And these days with cell phones as perpetual distractions in our pockets or with our ever-growing to-do list, it can become really difficult to slow down for long enough to actually listen to those around us. With hospitality, sometimes you need to slow down in order to speed up. Number 2, take what you do seriously, but take yourself less seriously. Way too often, people in customer service let their self-imposed standards get in the way of them giving those around them the things that will bring them the most joy. The moment you let your brand tell you that you are not allowed to do something that will make one of your key stakeholders happy, then the entire relationship has gotten out of whack. And third, if hospitality is about making people feel seen, the best way to do it is not to treat them like a commodity, but a unique individual. The best form of hospitality is not one size fits all, it's one size fits one. The greatest gestures are bespoke to the people you're extending them to. You give them the stories that they will be inclined to tell over and over and over again, doing your marketing on your behalf far better than you'd ever be able to do it yourself. At 11 Madison Park, we created a program that I called the Dreamweaver program. Every single night, doing countless little gestures that made our guests feel seen. One time, a guest called us before he came into the restaurant to just warn us that his dad was more of a Budweiser steak and potatoes kind of guy than what we were serving. And so we had these fancy champagne carts where there were picture like a champagne bucket on a cart that we'd push over to the table. The Dreamweavers went around to every bodega in the neighborhood and bought every available type of bottled bud, and we filled the champagne cart with that instead. The moment we pushed that up to this guy's dad, immediately he felt at ease. He was now in a place where he belonged, and he was that much more able to enjoy the meal that came next. I talked to that guy's dad about a year ago because that guy was a friend of a friend. His dad didn't remember a single thing he ate that night, in spite of the fact that we were serving some of the best food in the world. But he'll never forget how we made him feel when we pushed over that Budweiser cart.
Great stuff. If your interest is piqued, you can read more content from Will on the web, just YouTube, tons of great interviews with him, TED Talks, that sort of thing, including the video we just showed you. And most importantly, we encourage you to read his book, Unreasonable Hospitality. We're super excited for next week's annual meeting and for our leaders to be inspired and bring back with them to your community what they've learned.